Welcome back, everybody. Before we head into our next match, let's take a look at SK Gaming's win over Gambit. And well, as Jess has said, we got our picks, we were confident, we win in there, and we just finished the game. And guys, it was pretty straightforward. Yeah, during the pre-game build-up, we heard from the SK players in one of the matches, the pre-game video, where they were saying in the previous matches they just made mistakes. And they feel that if they had played safer and smarter, they wouldn't lose to Gambit. And they demonstrated that. They didn't make super risky plays. They didn't go out of their way to force objectives because they were calm, they were controlled, and that style of play just worked for them.
Yeah, and just to reiterate that, I mean, this was a textbook victory, you know? No real mistakes, nothing too flashy, but everything by the book, do it as it should be, and win the game. There's really not so much to talk about in terms of what maybe SK did wrong, because they didn't do too much wrong. Yep. Gambit didn't seem to have much of a chance in that game, unfortunately. Yeah, textbook victory, textbook team fights as well. So let's take a look at one of those team fights. We're going to pull it up on the screen, because as you said, SK doing very well, and Gambit, actually, there was a lot of synergy missing there.
Yeah, there really was. If you'll notice this early in the game, 19 minutes on the clock is already a 6,000 gold lead. SK had complete dragon control, and this is a great flank attempt from Gambit. Deficio rightly pointed out during the cast that Nyx, Mega, and Inferno Bomb came down very late. So let's roll this clip out, and you have a very good flank from Diamond. But Genja, with zero protection, decides to open up with a rat-a-tat-tat. There's no front line with him. There's nobody to prevent him getting kicked back into the team. So SK easily peel, they get a kill on the rat, and Freddy's done a good job at, zoning the rest of the team away. So I think there's a lot of props to be given to SK for how they handled the flank, but it's more about Gambit making the misplay in the engage than SK doing fantastically.
Yeah, and we actually also have a big play coming from this game. I know, Joe, you're very excited about this one. It's from @SaberWolf, who says, that flash kick to make up for the dodged ward jump was very flashy. Well played, Svenskeren. Let's take a look.
Yeah, so this clip actually was just like a small highlight, a small moment of awesomeness, I think, coming out of Svenskeren. Let's just play that one here. Edward, obviously, somewhat alone from that one, getting hit with the Q, and we notice there the flash here, and watch his kick. He starts the animation before he flashes so that he gets Edward in the right direction back into the rest of the team. Okay, those are some things that sometimes may change the game. In this one, though, it was just a little bit of flashiness for the end from Svenskeren.
Sven's Lee was incredible all game long, and those plays sicken me just because of how fluid and how easy they make it.
And because I can't do them.
Yeah, that too.
We're so jealous of that. Well, that was only one of your tweets, but of course today, earlier we asked you guys which European LCS team has the strongest picks and bans and why, and here's what you had to say. First up is from @Fodderall. As cliche as it is, Alliance has the best picks and bans. Nothing is harder than working against a possible bird pick.
Yeah, it's a pretty good point that he brings up. Anivia has got a loss though, not always the instant to victory. But what I like about Alliance's picks and bans, they're very vocal. They need magic damage, they need physical damage, and they need it all to be added together.
The next one is from @KeyBladeTerra25. Millennium does a good job of banning out their weaknesses and manipulating their enemies into banning the common pick show.
Yeah, but that's the thing about Millennium, that they do have sometimes a very solid ban and pick phase. I'm not sure how that tweet was meant to be worded in terms of banning out their weaknesses, in terms of banning out their own weaknesses, because we see Millennium constantly blue side casting bans, something that not really any other teams do. There are only a couple of them that are doing that, and maybe it's something that Millennium need to work on, but the fact that they've done it weeks and weeks and weeks in a row now tells me that they actually don't mind having to ban that Cassadin out.
Nope, and third place in their league right now, so it's going well for them. The last one is from @FishToads. SK Gaming, they may not be the best mechanically, but their strategizing and teamwork absolutely makes up for it.
I completely disagree with mechanically. I think they're fantastic. But on the topic of the picks and bans, I completely agree. The most impressive thing about SK with their picks and bans is they adjust their playstyle based on the team comp. So if they run a split push team comp, they play split push. If they run a pick comp, they play pick comp. And it's not something that you see from every team in both regions of the LCS.
Yeah, that league clip proved that they are very good mechanically as well. Thank you for those tweets, and we'd love to hear more. Remember to follow us @LOL Esports and use that #LCS to join in the conversation throughout the week. We're ready to head into the third game of the day, so let's